Zealot Barbarian is almost like a holy divine barbarian, where you get to follow whichever god you want. So let's go over it. We're going level by level, comment on all the items you could need. So we start with the Barbarian class. This will give you Rage and Unarmored Defense at level 1, meaning when not wearing armor, you add your Constitution modifier to your armor class. We gain proficiencies with Strength and Constitution saving throws, as well as Simple Weapon, Martial Weapon, Light Armor, Medium Armor, and Shield proficiencies. For your ability points, we're going to have 16 Strength, 14 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 8 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 10 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take whatever fits your roleplay. And we push on to level 2, where we gain Danger Sense. So you sense when things aren't as they should be. We now have advantage on Dex, saving throws against traps, spells, and surfaces. And Reckless Attack. This means we can choose to have advantage on attack rolls, but enemies will have it against us. This works really well when you miss an attack and you want to have another chance. Barbarian level 3 brings our specialization, and for this we want the modded subclass of Zealots. Some deities inspire their followers to pitch themselves into ferocious battle fury. These barbarians are Zealots, warriors who channel their rage into powerful displays of divine power. The first thing we get is Warrior of the Gods. If a spell, such as Revivify, has the sole effect of restoring you to life, but not undeath, the caster doesn't need material components to cast the spell on you. On tabletop, this makes so much sense. In game, I haven't really discovered the benefit, as you don't need to worry about material components to do these spells. And of course, Rage. Now we get to pick a Divine Fury, and essentially this is when you rage, the first creature you hit on each of your turns will take extra damage, whether it's Radiant or Necrotic based on what you pick. So I'm going to take Necrotic for this. And then you get to pick whichever god you want to follow. This is, from what I can tell, just for roleplay purposes. So pick whatever, I'm just going with Bahamut. And that brings us to Barbarian level 4. So, we get to pick our first feat, and for this we are going to bump our strength up to 18. Barbarian level 5 brings extra attack, so we can make an extra attack if we make an attack as our main action. And fast movement, meaning we now have 3 extra meters of movement speed while not wearing heavy armor. Barbarian level 6 brings an additional rage charge as well as fanatical focus. If you fail a saving throw or raging, you can re-roll it and you must use the new roll. You can use this ability once per rage. Barbarian level 7 brings Feral Instinct, a +3 bonus to initiative, and we cannot be surprised. This is essentially the alert feat, just on a smaller scale. Level 8 brings our second feat, and for this we're going to take our strength to 20. Barbarian level 9 brings Brutal Critical, so now when we land a critical hit, we roll an extra damage die, as well as our normal damage die, so basically our crits now do more damage. Barbarian level 10 brings Zealous Presence, so up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 18 meters of you that can hear you gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of your next turn, meaning if you have a druid with all their summons, you can target them too. Barbarian level 11 brings Relentless Rage, so once per short rest, if we drop to 0 hit points while raging, we can regain 1 hit point instead of being downed. And that brings us to level 12, where we get an additional rage charge and our final feat. Now this does go to level 20, unfortunately my console doesn't like the level 20 mod sadly. But for a feat here we are going to take Great Weapon Master. So when we land a crit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, we can make another one as a bonus action that turn. We can also take a -5 attack roll penalty for a solid 10 damage. Okay, let's go over our equipment, and we start with the Bone Spike Helmet. So when we rage, any hostile creatures within 3 meters of us must succeed a Wisdom saving throw, or they'll take 2 to 8 psychic damage, and even if they make a save, they take half damage. So it's basically 3 damage for doing your class feature you're going to do every combat anyway. We also gain +2 to Intimidation. We're going with the Syndom of Cloak, so if we take damage within 2 meters, the attacker will receive burning. The Bone Spike Boots gives us +1 bonus to our armor class and saving throws, as long as we're not wearing armor or holding a shield. We also increase our jump distance by 1.5 meters. The Bone Spike Garb, so 15 temporary hit points whenever you rage, and we reduce all incoming damage by 2, and when we're attacked by a melee weapon attack, the attacker takes 3 piercing damage. The Helldust Gloves give us 1 to 6 fire damage on our weapon attacks. The Killer Sweetheart, so when we kill a creature, our next attack roll will be a guaranteed critical hit once per long rest. The Caustic Band, weapon attacks deal an additional 2 acid damage. The Amulet of Baal, so on a hit on enemies with maximum hit points, will inflict bleeding on them. And then for a weapon, I've gone with my favourite two-handed weapon in the game, the Sword of Chaos. On a hit, we regain 1/6 hit points, a nice way to heal us up, and it innately has extra necrotic damage on it. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Okay, we're in the combat and you can see we're fairly near the top of the turn order. So thanks to Barbarian, let's use our extra movement to get nice and close. And now we're going to Rage as our bonus action. You see we also have our Zealot's Presence, but let's start with this. And there you go, you'll see they both took psychic damage for us raging near them. And then from here, we are going to attack them with our weapons. Now unfortunately, because they did take damage, we're not going to get the bleed on them, but we're also apparently going to get a big miss. But there you go, you can see the massive damage we caused there. You see the enemy, every time they attack us, they've taken the piercing damage and they're now burning. So this build is so self-sufficient of being able to cause damage, cause effects when you're attacked, the enemies take damage, we get damage for raging, like, our damage output is just all-encompassing. Now see, as a bonus action we do a brutal leap. So the enemy's moved away from us, so if we were to do a brutal leap next to him, unfortunately they made their save, we don't get knocked them prone, but we can follow up with a massive attack like that, and because it's Executioner, we now know we can guarantee a critical hit. Just like that. And if we hadn't used our bonus action, we could Great Weapon Master, follow up with another weapon attack. You'll see the burn on the enemy there, followed up by a big miss, and then they did hit us, but they once again took more damage. Okay, let's finish this enemy off, just like that. Now we would be able to, if we come here, one attack, and because of Great Weapon Master, we can follow up with another one, piling out lots of extra damage. And once again, enemies taking damage for hitting us. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do another one of our brutal leaps with our bonus action up there. So if we were to come, let's try and get to here. We'll see just how many we can knock prone. And there you go, we knocked all 3 prones. That's what really makes the Zealots awesome here. And because of that, if we were to come in here, you see we've got our cleave. This counts as one attack, so we can attack both, just like that. Cause bleeding to that enemy, took out that enemy, and if I come back in here, we got our menacing attack, we can do our rush attack, our lacerate, we still got another action. So let's do that on Terse here, and there you go. Okay, well, other class feature our Zealot's Presence. Because we can see our allies if we come in here, this is once per long rest, and don't forget if you have summons, you can target them too. Inspired Zealousy, if we come back in here to remind you guys what it is, advantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and this is awesome on a rogue because it means basically a guaranteed sneak attack. And of course once we've done that, we can follow back up, hopefully, with our big attack rolls. And there you go, with our advantage we'll swing there and we'll move away. We'll stab here, and once again we will move away. Now I was hoping to show you the fact we'd have the sneak attack because of having advantage, but unfortunately next to an ally we get sneak attack anyway, but you get the gist, we'd be able to land it like that. And then if you're dual wielding, follow up with a big strike. And of course in this kind of situation, once again we want to do our brutal leap, try and jump, knock them prone, we knocked Sledge prone, which means we can come in here with these big attacks and hopefully take them out. And then at this point it really is just a case of ending the fight. We just come in here and hopefully end the fight. There we go. So you can see the Zealot Barbarian is awesome at inspiring allies, helping you get those advantages. The fact that you can do a brutal leap as well is awesome. There's so many options for your bonus action. We get damage outputs when raging, when getting hit, we can cause burning, our sword heals us. It's very much just a very powerful frontline melee attacker. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please drop the episode a like and go and check the mod out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as well. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, Wu Chang Form Feathers, Elden Ring, Oblivion, all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.